Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Pebbly Rose Paper Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you a project using products from the Occasions Catalogue and Celebration Catalogue. And the products I'm showing today are the Tea Time Framelit dies along with the Tea Together stamp set, which can be found in the annual catalogue. The Tea Time Framelits are free for every $180 purchase. The masks I'm showing you there, or stencils, are the Pattern Party stencils, and I'm going to be using the diamond shaped one. So we'll get started on the project. I'm featuring today, as you can see, this brush. Now there is a, it's all the rage at the moment. It's really nice and soft. I'm a bit obsessed with touching that. But I found these makeup brushes which look exactly the same as the Picket Fence Life-Changing Blending Brushes. And these makeup brushes are so ridiculously cheap that I couldn't justify the $90 purchase for 10 brushes. So I bought 6 for $24, or no, $22, so even better. So I'm going to be using that today. I've got a thick Whisper White card base, and it's an A6 card base, so it's half an A4 scored in half and cut in half and scored in half again. And I've got a layering piece there of Whisper White cardstock, and that will be going on top there. And then I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White. I'm using my craft sheet there from Ranger, and I'm bringing out my Pattern Party, the diamond shape stencil there. I'm just applying painter's tape just to secure it onto the craft sheet there. So I'm a bit lost for words there. And I'm just applying some more painter's tape just to secure that in place. I'm using soft sea foam and mossy meadow. So with the soft sea foam, I'm just going to get my brush and apply some ink on that, and I'll just rub it into there, and then I'll just go across. And let me tell you, it goes on so smoothly and so easily. The color just applies on, and let me tell you also, it's really easy to clean. All you need is a microfiber cloth. If it gets really dirty, you can use soap and water and let it dry. So as you can see there, I just rub it off onto the microfiber cloth and I go on to the next color. So you don't need one color per brush, because that becomes just ridiculous. So now I'm just applying some mossy meadow ink all over the stencil there. And again, it applies so easily. This will be now my preferred way of applying ink. It's just too easy. And yeah, I'm just wiping that off now with my chamois, and I'm taking off the stencil, and you will see the results, and they are beautiful. Nice, beautifully done. And let me tell you, there's no marks that you can get sometimes with sponges. This looks like it's just nice, subtle, and it's just a nice even coverage without a lot of the effort. So I highly recommend, rather than getting the Picket Fence brushes, which are $90 for 10 here in Australia, you can buy these from Kmart, and they're just makeup brushes, and I think they do the job just as well. And to me, they look exactly the same. So it's up to you how you want to spend your money, but I really love those brushes. So I'm just giving it a really good clean on my microfiber cloth there. And as you can see, no ink. So good. Love it. So I'll just keep wiping that off there just to be sure. And I love touching it. I'm kind of a bit obsessed with it. It's really nice and soft, and you get lots and lots of bristles. I don't have any of them coming off or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with them. So I'm getting out my Stamparatus now, and I'm going to bring my Whisper White piece of cardstock in, and I'm going to rub it with my embossing buddy. And then I'm going to bring the stamps onto it, and I'll just use my Stamparatus. I don't muck around this way. If I make a mistake, it's easy to go back on it and just do it properly the first time without going to a lot of effort. So I really like that. So I'm just putting the two stamps there of the teapot and the flower there, and then I realized I forgot to take out the foam. So I'm putting them back in there now, and I'm just positioning that there now. I'm going to apply a little bit more embossing body to be sure, and then I'm going to put some Versamark ink, and then I'll just stamp on that. And we will be doing some heat embossing with this as well. So just putting it on there. This video is sped up a little bit. but otherwise it would have taken 39 minutes to get this done. So this way it's done in 19, and I just narrate exactly what I'm doing and just explain how things are. So I've just finished now stamping that. I'm going to grab my gold embossing powder, and I'm going to take out the spoon because there's just so little powder left. So I'm just going to drop it onto that piece of cardstock, and then I'll just drop it in slowly, and that way I don't make a mess on my table. I love doing that. Yeah, it's just a nice easy way of applying some powder. So yeah, oops, sorry, I don't know why it did that, but that's all done now, and I'm heat embossed that with, and it's nice and gold. So I'm just cleaning off my stamps, and I'm just peeling off those stamps very carefully because they are very, very sticky. So you don't want to pull them off quickly because you could rip off the rubber, and you don't want that. So just peel them off as you would a normal photopolymer set. So I'm now going to get my watercolour pencils from Faber-Castell. These are a recent purchase. I got them for half price, so I was really, really pleased with that. And I'm now going to use a warm grey. You'll see me bring up the pencil shortly. I'm using a warm grey colour, and I'm just going to be, you'll see me scribbling that on, and I'm getting out my blender pen. I love using my blender pen with these. So I'm just doing a line there, and I have to admit it's a lot of fun. I really love using my watercolour pencils. I'm not getting any alcohol markers at this stage. If I come across a lot of money, then I probably will shell out and get some, but in the meantime I like using my pencils because I can get a lot of variety of colours for very little money in comparison to alcohol markers. But each to their own with these kind of things, no right or wrong. So I've just scribbled some, because literally it's a scribble, so I'm going to bring you closer so you can see how that scribble kind of blends out with the blender pen. Just go up a bit more, it was a bit close. So now you'll just see me, just scribbling that off with the blender pen. And I like that it's embossed, so it's not easy to get out of the lines too, which is good. So I'm just blending that all in, and when you see me going off the screen, basically what I'm doing is I'm just scribbling off the colour so it's not so intense. So I just want it to give the illusion of being white, but with shading. I know that sounds a bit weird, but that's the whole reason why I'm using that warm grey. And I wanted the teapot to be, say, golden white, so the outline to be gold and the teapot to be white. And so I'm just blending it out just along the edges of the lines of the stamp, and then it just gives you the illusion of shadows, and it's not just white with an embossing and that's it. It just gives it a little bit of character and a bit of life. So that's what you'll be seeing me doing. And as I said, this is sped up, it's not in real time. Otherwise you'll be here forever. As I said, the video was 39 minutes before I sped it up a little bit. So I'm just, blending that all out. Quite like doing this, it's very therapeutic. So you'll see the handle's a little bit darker, but that's okay because it looks like shadows. No exact science. When you do your own ink blending, you'll see for yourself how you want to do this. So I've nearly finished the teapot, and I'm going to move on to the flower, where I'm just applying like a gold pencil on the top of that, where the little like the little handle is, the knob. I think that's a knob, but it doesn't look very gold at the end. It just still looks grey, so doesn't matter, still looks good. And I'm just going to blend it out a little bit more just to make sure it looks more seamless. So I'm going to move on to the flower now, and I'm bringing around my many shades of green and I'm just applying a lighter shade to start off with. And one of the leaves didn't stamp properly, but I didn't really care. And then I'm just going to blend that colour out so it looks nice, lovely green. I tried to use similar colours to Mossy Meadow and shades of it. And then I've got a darker one that to me looks like Mossy Meadow, but when I blended the two colours together, it kind of looked a little bit lighter. But anyway, it turned out good. So I just yeah, I'm just going to blend that all out now. And I think it turns out lovely. You'll see it once it's done. It's very nice. And I just scribble off the colour so it's not so dark, because I would like to see the two colours, you know, so it's not just one colour. And you see it blends out very nicely. And then I'll be moving on to the flower now, and I'll be using like a similar colour to Lovely Lipstick, but a shade lighter. So as I said, I try and use colours that are similar to the Stampin' Up colours, because I do like the Stampin' Up colours. I think they're lovely. So I'm just now scribbling on a base lighter colour all over the flower, and then I'm going to blend that out with my blender pen. And I'm just blending that all out now. So it just looks like I'm really fast, but I'm not. So looks good. And then I'm going to bring the darker shade now, and I'm just going to go along where all the lines are, and that gives you the outline basically. So I'm doing a darker shade of that now. And as you can see, so I'll outline it, and as soon as you do that, it looks like, you know, you're giving more depth to your flower. And again, you're doing shading and you're giving life to that flower. So now I'm just going to blend those colours together, and it looks lovely. And this is on Whisper White cardstock, so just so you know. I find though that when the blender pens are completely brand new, they can make the paper peel, so try not to rub on it too much. So this blender pen's a little bit older and doesn't have as much ink, and I find that that works really well on Whisper White cardstock. But I have to say that using watercolour and a blender pen for me is all the rage at the moment. But feel free to use your alcohol blends or whatever you wish to colour your images with. This is just my preferred method because of money constraints. Much fun. So anyway, I'm now finished with all of the blending and the colouring, and it looks beautiful. I absolutely love it. So now I'm going to cut these out with the Tea Time Framelit dies. These are in the Celebration catalogue, and they are free with every $180 purchase. So that is wonderful, and Stampin' Up have told us that they are carrying over, this is the Framelits, they're carrying over to the annual catalogue. So that's the only thing we know that's going into the annual catalogue. And we'll find out, yeah, when is it? May? April, May, we find out what's happening with our next catalogue, but you guys don't find out until June when it comes live. So anyway, I'm going to cut that out with my Big Shot, and I'm using the magnetic platform today, and it cut out beautifully, just beautiful. And now I'm going to cut out the flower, and yeah, I just really love the way this turned out. I had no intention of putting in any sentiments, but you'll see later on that I ended up putting a sentiment in, and it's I'm really pleased with this card in the end. Just love the way that the colours blended together. I highly recommend getting these makeup brushes. They look exactly the same as the picket fence ones without the price tag. So I'm just arranging it on the card, and I really like it, but I do feel that a sentiment is missing. So what I'm going to do, I'm just fiddling there, just putting things away. But what I will do is bring out the stamp set again, the Tea Together stamp set, and I'm going to get some Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to use the sentiment Happy Mother's Day. And I'm using the Stamparatus again. I'm just bringing out that stamp. I'm going to position it where I would like it. And I'm just applying my embossing buddy on there. And I'm also using the Versamark. And I'm going to stamp on that, and I'm going to gold emboss with that again. Sorry, I'm just turning the page if you can hear that. You may not be able to hear it or hear it, I don't know. But I'm going to apply some gold embossing powder over that now. and I'm going to heat emboss it. Okay, so I've just heat embossed it and it looks lovely, and I'm going to use the Bottles and Bubbles framelits from the annual catalogue, and I really love the shape of that little framelit, and it fits perfectly around that that sentiment. So I'm using my magnetic platform again, and I'm just turning over the cutting pad because it wasn't giving good contact. So now that I've turned it over, the magnets works better. So I'm going to put that through the big shot and cut it out. And that was just the perfect size for that sentiment. So feel free to mix and match your framelits from other sets, and you know, you can cut out sentiments and do all sorts of cool stuff with it. It's really good. So I'm just putting all my stuff away, and I'm going to bring back the card, and I'm doing a final, like, just trying to figure out where I'm going to align everything. And then I don't really like it there, so I'll end up putting it elsewhere, but I've got some glue now. I'm going to use my PVA glue. You can use whatever adhesive you like, and just going to now square it onto the card, make sure it's nice and even on all sides. And now I can press it down finally. And I'm going to put my teapot there and the flower with the leaves, and I'm going to put that sentiment towards the right hand side, which is a good idea. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of that flower, just so it just hangs off the teapot, and I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to put dimensionals all over the back of that die cut. So you'll just see me doing that now. And there's a couple that I actually rip with my hands. They do come off easily, which is good. And I'm just applying that now to those to the spout area and to the handle. Yep, and I'm just applying. But in all honesty, guys, to blend colours, the Tim Holtz, the Ranger mini round foam discs are good, but I think that the brush is even better. I just love the way you can put a nice subtle blending, or you can do it as well dark. It's up to you, but I find that the blending looks a lot more seamless and more smooth, and it doesn't leave marks. So it's really, really good. I highly recommend these brushes, and they're inexpensive. I found mine at Kmart. I've noticed as well Kogan here in Australia sells a packet of 10, which look exactly like the picket fence ones, for $20. Had I known that, I would have ordered them before I bought these, but they're the same. They look the same to me, and I think they work in the same way. So that's all done. Now I'm going to stamp the inside of the card. So I'm bringing back the Stamparatus, taking out that stamp that I had before, and I'm going to bring out the flower. So you'll see that in a second. I'm just putting that on the corner, and I'm just going to bring out my magnet. I was thinking, should I, shouldn't I? So I'll just ink up that flower image in Mossy Meadow, and then I'm going to get my magnet, and I'll stick that down there so it stops it from flapping, and I'll just stamp the image, and there's no mucking around. It's so good with the Stamparatus or any other one of your stamp platforms, the Misty or the Tim Holtz, whichever one you have. They're brilliant. They're really good tools to have in your arsenal there of crafting things. Love it. Alrighty, so I've finished up now. Thank you so much for watching today, and all these products that you've seen today, minus the blending brushes, can be bought through my online store at pepperlyrose.stampinup.net. The Tea Together and Tea Time framelits are awesome, and also the Bubbles and Bottles framelits are good too, not just for anything, for other things, not just for the bottles. So thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.